Going in depth tonight, Greenville County Council unanimously passing an amendment to strengthen environmental protections on Paris Mountain. This comes in the wake of massive pushback and the ultimate end to a proposed luxury hotel on the mountain called the Inn at Altamont.
It's incredible that this finally happened. I wasn't sure if we would ever get here. People have tried this over decades.
At Fox Carolina, going in depth right now on this amendment, we are joined by County Councilman Steve Shaw. So, Councilman, thank you so much for taking some time with us. This is the culmination of a lot of hard work, not just of yourself, but a lot of people in Travelers Rest on Paris Mountain. I think looking back at the journey that this amendment took, what does it really come to mind first when you think about how we got to this point?
It's encouraging that the people can have a voice and do something and fix something that was affecting their lives every day. So it's really what makes being on the county council level satisfying, because you can really affect people's daily lives.
And so when you look at this amendment, does this mean that the fight is now over? We know with those developers who are pushing for the Inn at Altamont, they said they may come back with new plans, but how does this amendment now factor into any possible future developments on Paris Mountain?
It's going to be more protective of the natural environment up there. It's one of the arguments that the annexing locality, City of Travelers Rest, used was that by them annexing it, they would be able to protect it even more, which was clever, but it wasn't the truth, you know. And we needed to fix that. We needed to make sure that our existing zoning there is as protective as it can be.
So do you think at this point the fight is over, or where does it stand when it becomes those who want to make sure they are able to protect this land, but also those who understand that we have a lot of growth in the upstate and they want to see some development in that area?
I don't think the pressure will stop on Paris Mountain. We can see it around the bottom of it right now. There's some development going on I don't think anybody really wants some of the development that's going around the bottom of the mountain right now. But the further you go up, we want to have it more and more protected.
And so maybe 10, 15 years down the line, how can this amendment play a factor into the future prospects of individuals? Because, I mean, this amendment, decades old. We spoke to supporters saying that they have been fighting for this for decades. So maybe not just decades in the past, but now decades in the future.
The one dwelling unit per acre is going to help a lot. So some of the threats would be, multifamily use, apartments, uses like that were really going to be changing the character of the whole mountain. And so that's going to stop that thought. And I believe actually the developer one of the threats of the developer of the hotel was that, they already had the zoning or something to put multifamily up there now. So we were closing out that loophole for them and for any future developer. But you could see apartments going up around the base there. And as annexing was a method where local governments other than our county could basically Pac-Man, I call it Pac-Man, where you just start gobbling up because you're now next to this. You get your annexation if you abut the property. So you give them one annexation, then all of a sudden they just start feeding off of that and going all over the mountain up there. So we were really happy to be containing that.
I think lastly here, for Paris Mountain, the upstate, what does the Paris Mountain mean and symbolize for the upstate, from your opinion, especially with this latest move?
I look at it as an area of critical state concern, really. It is something, it's our central park. And I can't, there's private ownership up there, yes, but as times go on, the community has more and more say about what goes on in our community, and that mountain is, in its environmental resource, it is such a gem that if that goes, then it's going to have we can't get another one.
All right, Councilman Steve Shaw, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Justin.